What are you most proud of in your first term?
Pre-K. I mean, I think the beverage tax, even though it is controversial, and does anybody know Jimmy Kimmel? Right? So I go from Colbert to Kimmel, and I go back and forth. I got to see Colbert's monologue, and then I go back and forth. Well, he put a reporter, like a alleged reporter, out on the street and went up to people and asked them two questions. What do you think of Obamacare? And then what do you think of the Affordable Care Act? So almost every person they interviewed, what do you think of Obamacare? Oh, I don't like it. It's terrible. It's horrible. But what do you think of the Affordable Care Act? Oh, I think it's great. I really enjoy it. I mean, that question to me is like, what do you think of the beverage tax?
Right.
And then what do you think of pre-K? So the beverage tax polls like 60-40 no. Pre-K polls 80% plus yes. So I don't think you can have one out the other. And I will tell you that those candidates who are running on the repeal of the beverage tax, they are also running on the repeal of pre-K, and they're running on the repeal of community schools, and they're running on the repeal of rebuild. Because you can't do it. Like this is my 28th budget. There's no money hanging around. And let me explain because they're both the beverage industry and my opponents are saying that we should take the money out of the fund balance. Well, the fund balance now is about $360 million, which is more robust than it's been in past. It's not good enough for the rating agencies. They still aren't happy. We've moved from negative outlook to positive outlook, but we haven't gone up another letter because they want us to put more money in the fund balance. What we did was we put money in a rainy day fund. We put $90 million over 5 years in a rainy day fund. Rainy day fund, which is a bill that our council passed when I was there 15, 20 years ago. We haven't put one dime in it up until now. And why that's important is because you need 12 votes to take money out of the rate. You get 9 votes to put it in. You need 12 votes to take it out. So the recession, the adjustments come. Something happens in the stock market. We get into some international controversy, and the stock market goes down. In 2008, when Michael Nutter had to deal with the recession, he had to cut programs to the bone. Nobody was happy. So if we could have money around in those times, and the other reason is that if we have a recession or some kind of correction, we've had fund balances as low as $20 million and less. The rating agencies freak out. But we would have to, if that happened in the future and we didn't have the beverage tax, we would have to cancel the pre-K, cancel the community schools, and cancel the rebuild. Because you can't sustain those programs when you have a fund balance that goes up and down. Mm-hmm. And there's no extra money. If there are extra money I'd be putting it in schools. Because we've asked this council to approve an appropriation over the next 6 years for $1.2 billion in money, $700 million in new money for our public schools. And that's $200 million a year over 6 years. It's twice as much as they've gotten before. Now, Bill Haidt and the school board and teachers and everybody involved has done a good job in raising test scores. And they're not going like this. They're going like this, but they're going the right direction in reading and math and graduation rates. That's something we want to continue to improve and to speed up.